Alright, good morning. Early today again. Happy to play some Factorio. Look at this. Why are... Oh. Something didn't work. Like, the script reminded me though. Alright, so... This one doesn't do anything because there's no green coming in. And the reason there is no green coming in is no iron. Like... No iron. How's this happening? Is it a power issue? Yeah, it's probably a power issue. Trains are stopped? No. Train is moving. Weird. Should I go up there and help somehow? Set out a new radar, perhaps? I mean, it is time for a radar right here. Right, since I screwed this up a little bit and can't fit. Oh, wait. That's stone, though. Alright, what about moving power from here to... Nah. What about extending some power here? Something like this. Down here is probably fine, so first... That's probably fine. Oops. Ooh, I think I screwed up a little bit though. Is it possible to get over here? Yeah, looking good. Then we need plenty of these, like 10 and 5 probably. Oh. Oh, that's fast. But we need a water pump. Where is it? I'm blind. I think the water pump is over here even. Offshore pump. Yeah, that's probably fine. No room. But I probably can get some room. Get a room. That is what one says, right? Right, what am I out of? Pipes. Should be pipes incoming, right? And iron gear wheels. Hmm. I hurt everywhere. Sucks. Oh, right. They are working indeed. Getting that power up and running is important. I think that was all the things. How's this looking? Oh, plenty of free robots. Very nice. Oh, hello, Adventure 95. Nice to see you again. How are you doing? Right, still have a power problem? Oh, right, gotta connect it to the other power stuff. There we go. So what about now? Still have a power problem? Wait. Oh, but we're... Nope. We're charging accumulators. That makes me happy. Adventure 95 says I'm okay-ish. I mean, Can't really ask for more, can one? Being okay-ish is... I often feel like being content is just fine. Alright, and accumulators are charging. I wonder where I should build more solar panels. I mean, these are not getting built. Is it because there is no radar? Let's run up there and play some radars. I mean, I assume that okay-ish means not too good, not too bad. Which I would consider a win in most cases. No, they are building here, it's just... Wait, what is it? They are missing the materials. Wait. Oh, we're missing a lot of materials. They're building everything, but... Oh yeah, they've built everything, but no solar panels. And that checks out. That do check out. Ooh, concrete. But we can... set a radar down right here. Alright, and the way to increase that... How does this look? Are these... They're not full. Alright, so let's try to speed that up a little bit. We'll probably grab some more from here. Alright, so... Nope. That is the spot. And some power here. And then... 2 more as well as... This, right? Alright, look at this. Very pretty. Oh, I didn't bring enough electric mining drills. That is a little bit annoying. And it doesn't reach all over the place. That's also a little bit annoying. Here we go. Alright. Adventure 95 says, wouldn't it be cool if humans could see each other's intention just by seeing them or acknowledging them? Nobody could essentially lie on their attention, and scamming would become impossible. I'm not 100% convinced about that it would work. Well, I mean, I suppose if we're playing with those hypotheticals, one would assume that that in this hypothetical world everything would work out, right? I'm just not convinced. Like if we like flip a switch today and just No more lying. Or, well, maybe telepathy switch. A lot. It would be a lot of violence and murder happening. Yeah, a lot of violence and murders would be happening for a while, though. Then we would get used to it. So I suppose I'm guessing that probably in the end it would get. Wait, let's see. All right, and the thought experiment is that we should be able to read each other's intentions. So it's not that our intentions become visible, because I'm thinking about other animals and stuff like that. If other animals could read our intentions, that would be even more issues, right? But yeah, right, if we just made it so that all humans could read all human intention, in the long run, yeah, it would probably end up working out fairly well for us, I think. Getting used to all the hate. I mean, right now I'm quite happy and content with everybody not reading my mind. But that's not what you said either. Not reading mind. You said reading intent. Oh man. Reading intent. I like that. It feels like you've thought that through. Because I did like that wording. Do we have here? Logistics robots. Lots of them just running around. One issue I can see with that is that we humans nowadays, we humans we're not always clear. We don't always know what our intent is, right? A lot. I mean, this have been shown, right? Psychological studies that shows that a lot of our intent, so to speak, like if we evaluate our own behavior, well, when we evaluate our own behavior, it usually happens after the fact rather than before, right? If you meet people and talk to people, and you're mostly just reacting and acting according to, I mean, whatever worldviews and ideas you have, I suppose. And then you rationalize after the fact. You're not making decisions in the moment. So maybe you might even, well, sometimes you do have intent. Like scamming someone, that takes planning, right? So if you're planning, then you do have intent. But most of the time we aren't really planning a lot, I don't think. Adventure 95 says, only those who lie and build their lives on manipulation and cheating would need to worry, for they should actually make a living with honest means. Politicians could ever be honest and would vote better, since we would know whether or not they would use their political power for their personal needs instead of fulfilling their political promises, said Adventure 95. Oh, but that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of politicians intend to fulfill their promises. It's just stuff happens and they are not able to. So, I mean, Yeah, you do have a point that we would probably make better decisions in political matters and in personal matters. But intent and consequence are two very different beasts. I mean, most people do not intend to do harm. Most people do not have a malicious intent, right? I like that. I like that there is this attitude one can have that is, don't attribute malice to something that can easily be explained by ignorance. Like a vast majority of the time, it's just ignorance. They didn't know. They did not know. And if they didn't know, then, well... So that would actually, that could become a problem, right? Because someone that do know, they will not be intending to make those promises, while someone ignorant, someone incompetent, would make promises. So we would end up in a similar situation, right? Because of the popularity contest, we would humanity would probably become worse at detecting those things. We would get more trusting than we are now, and by being more trusting, we would take people at their word. And if they don't know better, their intentions don't matter, right? That's an interesting twist on that thought experiment. Alright, we have increased some. Nowhere near enough. Maybe I should cut this for a little while. Yeah, let's cut... No, let's not cut that. Cut that. That's fine. So maybe we wouldn't vote better. Like most people... Some people do, right? I mean, everybody lies. But most people do not build their lives around manipulation. I need more solar panels. How does this look? I mean, they're filling up as fast as they can. Oh, stack inserters? Oh, there are stack inserters, though. Maybe I should, like, split this up and come from this side as well? Yeah, let's go over there and fix that. Oh. Who's faster, the train or me? I mean, it was a tight race. It was a tight race. That is looking good now. Extra train station over here. Or down here. Let's go down here. That's more fun, I think. Oh, I need more of these. Oh, damn. That's not how you do it. There we go. Let's see. Adventure 95 says, what if humans just wouldn't be able to hide out any information from their mind? Hide out information. I mean, I'm not talking about hiding information. I'm talking about ignorance, not being aware of information. Wouldn't be able to hide any information. We would all have to accept the myriad of thoughts and ideas that we have daily, as well as advance our social skills in order to work with that diversity that would be caused by the scenario. Yes, I do like that. One problem with that is that most things happens unconsciously, right? And I can't even imagine what that situation would look like. Because having everything being in the conscious mind... Right, take attention, for example. You can only look at the one thing at a time, right? Your eyes focus in, like I'm following my pointer now, for example. Everything else is in the periphery. And like everything else my eyes is taken in. Some of it like comes in subconsciously, but like what's happening way over there is just way in the periphery. It's filtered out. Because we need that filter, right? We need to focus on specific things. If everything came in all at once all the time, then focusing would be fucking difficult. But if we assume that it would just work out, then yeah. I mean, it becomes super speculative, right? Yeah, but let's assume that you broadcast. Yeah, broadcasting your inner monologue. Well, it could be... I could see two different things. Have you seen Black Mirror? There is this... one of the episodes that really sticks in the mind. With the social scores. One consequence could probably be that we would advance our social skills in order to work with diversity. Another thing that is more probable in how we humans work nowadays is that we find an ideology, right? Create an ideology on everybody has to wash their own minds, like what's it called? Crime think crimes, right? I could see that becoming a thing. Think crimes? It's already a thing, right? They're trying to read people's mind and have that as think crimes. Right? Other than advanced and function with diversity, it would be a way to limit diversity. And a lot of people wants to limit diversity. And that is... Humans have done that for a long time and still do, right? That's what bullying is all about, isn't it? Right, I have two plans. Either I go down here and I just take a turn, grab this and go back like this. Or I go this way like a turn, like a round trip. Actually, I probably want to do both. So let's start by going down here. Oh, that was a little bit longer than I wanted to go, but alright. It's probably fine. Yeah. Thought crime would probably become a thing. You're not allowed to think this. You have to stop. That's dystopian. That is exactly what that Black Mirror episode is all about. Good fucking episode. But I mean, I see your point. I've been, personally, in my own life, I've been working more towards honesty because I think those things are working out for the better of society in general. What about down? No, let's go this way. Alright, and I need more power set up. So, right, like this probably is fine. Like that is probably fine. Oops, I did not grab any new... Should have grabbed some new... what are they called? Drills. Yeah. I don't even think I'm automating those, now that I think of it. Am I? I don't know. Gotta check that out. Adventure 95 says that thought crimes could also be abolished by the system, as we'd be able to handle and think about all our thoughts. We could easily find the root causes for, say, some racist thoughts, like all ex-people should have no rights and such. Right, but aren't you saying that racist thoughts would be considered thought crimes? That it kind of looks like that is what you're saying, right? that all X people should have no rights, that would be considered a thought crime, right? It would not be allowed to think like that. It kind of sounds like that is what you're implying, or am I misunderstanding that? It would force people out of their bubbles. You're thinking about, I'm assuming here, that you're thinking about like filter bubbles, like everybody thinking the same within a certain context. They would have to confront other ways of thinking. That is what you're saying. But I mean, we are confronted by other ways of thinking all the time. Most of the time we do not change our minds, however. I mean, I would assume like straw manning would definitely be super difficult to do in this world that you are describing. So that, and that is a lot of what happens, right? There's a lot of straw manning going around in this world. A lot of straw manning indeed, and that probably wouldn't be possible, right? Because if someone, like if you're straw manning someone, they just say, well, look at my thoughts, that's not what I'm thinking. And that, I mean, that would be a good thing, I suppose. Adventure 95 says, I don't think thought crimes should be a thing, but refusal to talk about your thoughts and conclusions should face consequences in this scenario. Right, let's see. Thought crimes should not be a thing, but refusing to talk about your thoughts. Isn't all communication, like all talking, is about your thoughts? And your conclusions should face consequences in this scenario. I don't understand the last bit. Conclusions? Like, you're saying like all X people should have no rights? Those conclusions should face consequences. What types of consequences? I mean, it could just be, I mean, like in this world that we live in today, there is no objective morality, right? So with no objective morality, what would those consequences look like? Oh, I'm all out of roads. Alright, I really need to automate these things. Let's grab some power this way. Adventure 95 says conclusions in... as in how people have such... conclusions... Alright, we would get deeper understand... Yeah, I mean, in psychology, right? we would gain deeper understanding in why people tend to think in certain ways. Of course, yeah. Of course, then the more insight psychology gets into the human mind, I mean, yeah, of course, different thoughts and why people things in different ways. We already have like plenty of insights in those types of questions, right? There are many different reasons why like people become racist or not racist, or I mean, we are a flock creature, right? We're a group-focused, tribal-focused species. That is what we do. So, and there's like, we have evolutionary explanations to why people have that. I mean, and there is a, there is a benefit, right? The benefit is cooperation, strengthening the group cohesion, right? So there, and also there are many different reasons for. I mean, we're a like we categorize stuff. That is something else we do as a species, right? We organize our thoughts kind of like in hierarchies, right? We have all of them, all of them, all of those things, all of these things, and we like group stuff together in our minds. And that can lead to some. I mean, some of those groupings may be based on. There you go. There may be based on misunderstandings. Why they have come to such conclusions? And I mean, just because you're aware of something like that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to change. I mean, like if you and me have different views on a certain topic, me understanding like why you think in a certain way, it's not a necessary consequence from that is not that I have to think the same way as you, or you have to say, just because you understand why I think in a certain way does not necessarily mean that you have to agree with the way I am thinking about the thing. Right? Let's see. Green. Probably just do that here. I need to automate these electric mining drills. Maybe I can just like hack it together right here. Yeah, that'll probably work out. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. And a passive provider. Beautiful. All right. Needed that. And we can do this as well. Interesting thought experiment, though. I'm pretty sure I would have to agree with you, though, that in the end there will be so... Like I said, like a lot of... If we just flip the switch, a lot of violence, a lot of hatred, a lot of mean stuff. But in the end... Like, again, we are moving in the direction of tolerance. Like, humanity has been moving in that direction for a long time now, even. So that would probably, I mean, even if it would be it would be a jarring couple of years, it would probably speed up the increase in tolerance towards people thinking differently. Alright, I've got more mining drills. Oh, look at this. We're getting more and more iron as well. Oh, do I have trains? I need one more setup of trains. One of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Oh. Adventure 95 says, would it be a hive mind though? That is interesting. I mean, I've heard the argument that we are already moving in that direction. Hive-mindy direction. Like, a lot of people have been talking about using the word internet as like a... Wait, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, they've been talking like internet has a personality. Right? And if we talk about internet as having a personality, that would be a path towards hive-mindedness. Right. So hive-mindedness would be something technological manufactured, right? And I mean, we will never become like a true everybody thinking the same. And as you said, I mean, again, we're talking so very hypothetical here. Super hypothetical, so it's difficult to make any clear statements about any of this, right? Just speculation and guesswork. And since we're changing so we do have telepathy, which we don't, we might as well change that we're working as a hive mind as well. But I would probably say just because telepathy would not necessarily mean hive mind. That would be my my take on it. Right, I think that works out. Adventure 95 asks, have you ever played trading card games? Does Hearthstone count? Hearthstone, sorry. If that counts, then yes. I've tried Magic, but I got into it too late, and it's not really my thing. We do have I think there's a card game on the list as well. And I'll be playing soon. Alright, is it even here? Prismata is a card game, I think. Alright, they can come in, they can wait here, then they do this thing, and when they leave, they move in. Alright, so I don't need another pause button, do I? No, I can just go like that. And wait, no. You want to go this way. Nope, not that way. Wait. Fuck. This is not gonna work. They're in the way. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll deal. We'll deal. No. Oh, man. Do you see this? Oh, such bullshit. Alright, so we can, however, from here we can take one more step. And that would... Great planning. Great planning. Is this... Damn it. Adventure 95 says, I guess, but everyone and their mom has played Hearthstone. And I guess I just don't like it too much. Yeah, me neither. I had a good time for a while, but then I got bored. Oh man, it's even worse. It's even worse. Adventure 95 says Magic has sadly moved into being much less consumer and player friendly than it was 10 years ago. I suppose. It was a different time. Oh, man, it's still worse. Alright, what if we do this? I can do like this. Oops. Oh, fuck. Alright, that's a fix, isn't it? We miss out on a little bit here, but whatever. Alright. And you is... supposed to be a rail chain. There we go. And we have this here. All right, I think this is fine. Adventure 95 says, I like card games with actual physical cards, but COVID says no. Right, I could have seen myself, well, I've seen myself in many different lights, but I could see myself enjoying board games. That's something like, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I never did the social games. But I could see myself enjoying those types of games in that context, right? About being in that context of just playing with friends. I could see that for sure. But do I need... This is red, so he stays here, right? But if someone stands here, this whole thing becomes red, so that's unacceptable. We need a block right here as well. Yeah. Which makes sure we need one of these as well. Yeah, there's plenty of games that I probably would have enjoyed to play, but I missed out on for that reason. I'm more of a... And that also checks out, because now as an adult I'm more of a single player gamer rather than a multiplayer gamer. Well, I like MMOs and stuff, but I like running around solo in those as well. Alright, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I already had some. Alright. Get out of my way, rocks. I mean, we might as well. And then we just take some of these. And that's it. Looking good, looking good. Adventure 95 says, I would like an RPG where I can just be an amoral murder hobo. Demigod. It would be great anger management. Wait. Isn't anger management... Anger management... If you want a good anger management game, that would be something along the lines of... what is it called again? Dota. There you have great anger management types of games. If you want to practice anger management, those are the types of games you should play. Yes, indeed. Those super toxic... Well, maybe LOL. I've heard LOL is even more toxic. League of Legends. There you go. That is a great game if you want to practice your anger management. But if you want to play an amoral murder hobo, that would be like EVE Online. It's about that, and what the fuck? Where is it called? I mean, if you're playing with other players, I suppose. If you just want to play a murder hobo, then you have Path of Exile. Path of Exile is just murder hoboing all over the place. That's an RPG, right? I was thinking of multiplayer terms, but if you want to play in multiplayer terms, there's also Albion Online, which would be good for that. Probably, yeah. Fucking Node Runner was playing something as well that would probably be good for that. Like Tibia, I think it's called Tibia, would probably also work out fairly well. Like if you want to murder other players, that is. There are games like that. And RPGs would just be any old hack and slash, probably. Why are they working so slow? Do we have a power issue? No, we're fine. We're fine indeed. Alright, so this train then... Oh, we need to name the station. This is... Is this southeast or just south? Southeast, I would say. So it's southeast 1. Iron. And we add southeast iron. Add weight condition until full cargo. Wait, why can't you go anywhere? Must have broken something. Alright, you can go around here, and this way, and then we go. Let's see what happens. Alright, then you go here. It's working fine. Oh. It's got a screw. Wait, did I screw something up here? Let's check it out. No, here it's fine. Still fine. And we're still fine. We're going. Why? I mean, look at this. We can just go in here. And we can turn around here. So why is that not working? I'm curious. Oh, yes. Adventure 95 says, I really like Divinity Original Sin 2. Oh, yes. Because I can just kill everyone after I've done a quest for them and just use high persuasion skill to get rid of the suspicion. Oh yeah, I did like Divinity Original Sin, both of the games. Yeah. I played the original, I think I played it like 1.5 times. First time I played through talking and being, what's it called, goody two-shoes. And then just going in with the express idea to just murder everyone. It's all about the combat. But I have some sort of issue there. Well, no, it's not an issue, but personally I just like to be the goody two-shoes. I don't like murder hoboing. I like making, like, saving the princesses and whatnot. Like I was playing BioShock recently, right? And in BioShock, I always save the little sisters. It's just my way of life. Maybe a character flaw, I don't know. Like when I'm given the choice. Venture said I also enjoy killing NPCs. That's kind of murder hoboing I like. Yeah. And he says Magister genocide is the only way. Wait. Magister genocide is the only way? They kill the elves. So an eye for an eye goes with my elf. Wait, what game are you talking about? Oh, Divinity Original Sin. Magister genocide. They killed elves? Did they kill elves in Divinity Original Sin? I don't remember. Terrible memory. And I have... Alright, if these come and they go down here, we should also have a turnaround here. I didn't think about that earlier, but... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. No, actually no, I wanted this. I wanted it like this. Right, if you're coming from this side, you're supposed to be going over here. Right, I'm pretty sure this was the way I wanted it. Oh no. Is it time to break these? Do they ever turn around here? This is probably fine. Let's hope this is fine. All right. Oh yes. No. Adventure reminds me that they use death fogs in the elven homelands and burn their forests, so the magisters are very dislikable. Oh, right, the magisters, right. I was thinking like that was the title of your character or something, but yeah, no, I killed all the magisters. Yeah. All of them. In the island, right? Oh, no, I didn't kill all of them. Not when I left the island. But in the island, I'm pretty sure I killed every last one of them. I'm pretty sure that is what happened. Wait, no. Maybe not the one whose father was turned to like a monster-looking thing. Adventure 95 says, I let her live too. She had it rough enough, right? Oh man. It's time to fix this train station. I'm happy about that. No. Let me get through. These thing I want. Probably a lot of them. Just fill the inventory. And hope for the best that that's gonna be enough. Oop. Screwed something up. Why do I need this? Oh, I need... No, I need this. Where is it? This, right? How is that red? Alright, I need something over here. Oop. Put that on the wrong spot. It needs to be here. Alright, I think that works out. Adventure 95 says, I'm currently trying to kill every Magister in Driftwood on my current playthrough. Oh, nice. Driftwood. Nice. Oh, good morning, Colgate on tap. How are you doing today? He says that life is how Earth says, let's travel the world together. Oh, man. Nice. Nice. I like that. Oh, well, already built a lot of them here, eh? Maybe grab some extra right here. Oops, that's way too far off. This is probably good enough. Oops. Wait. How the... No. There we go. Alright, and all of this needs to go... Right. This needs to go... Oh, still haven't decided... Oh, no, right. We're playing... after Factorio, and then we can make up our mind on what comes after. Am I blind? Feel blind. Ah, here it is. Alright, everything needs to go then. 2, 3. Wait, is that? That is it. So 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Alright, that's fine. Alright, all of this needs to go. Actually, I can probably just do this, right? Beautiful. Beautiful indeed. Colgatino Tap says, is will to live the only thing that keeps people from committing suicide? I mean, that has to be something that happens on an individual to individual basis, right? People have different reasons for not killing themselves, I suppose. Colgating on tab says, yeah, sounds about right. I mean, one thing, like anybody who would be considering killing themselves would have to face the survival instinct, right? I'm guessing that, yeah, that has to be the way of it. Like whatever you do, like if you're grabbing a gun or yeah, whatever you do, you're probably in a situation where you have to fight against your own instincts. And that could stop someone. Some people probably get stopped. Adventure 95 says there might also be a want to experience and other needs, wills, wants. Yeah. That keep people from giving thought for suicide. Yeah, right? Many different things. I mean, there's the ethical argument, right? Suicide is I mean, depending on your attitude, I suppose, but from like how will it affect everyone that you leave behind, right? I've had acquaintances kill themselves. And it sucks. Sucks monkey balls. Right. So you are hurting a lot of people by doing it. Adventure 95 says making suicide or attempted suicide is illegal. Doesn't help the situation and only makes it worse. I don't think anyone... I don't see anyone caring about that. Not really. Like, if you want to kill yourself, then that is not one of the considerations. The legality of the whole operation. I would assume. Alright, we've got a problem here. This... And this block right here. It's the same block. So what we need to do is... Yeah, we need to do this. The problem now is when they leave, they have to wait on... No, that actually checks out. As soon as someone leaves, the other one has to wait. Yeah. So they just leave one at a time. I like that. I like that indeed. Colgate on tab says, I came a bit late to the stream. What massacre on Magisters were you planning? Oh, Adventurer can answer for himself if he wants to, but it's Divinity Original Sin 2. If you've... I don't think you've played that game, no. Don't know if you would enjoy it, maybe, maybe not. Alright. So, the question then is, can I just copy all of this stuff and just paste it in here? Probably. Need to get rid of all this junk. Get rid of all the junk. Away with you. Junk. Adventure 95 says that Magisters are this order of zealotry people in Divinity 2 Original Sin. Isn't it Original Sin 2? It's a funny name though, right? Original Sin, but it's the second one. Who tried to commit genocide against the elves and ended up destroying their homelands with bioweapons and fire. Yeah. What is it called? It's a CRPG, right? That's what they're called. I can highly recommend it if you want a something like if you want something like Dungeons and Dragons, but as a video game, that is probably that type of game is the most like it. Probably right. But that's not gonna work. I need to make a blueprint out of it. Alright. Because then we can remove this and this. Away with you. We don't need you. Same with these. We don't need these. Alright, that's probably fine. And we press... Wait. Blueprint with rail signal cannot be flipped? Are you kidding me? Will this work? Yeah, this will work though. It's working just fine. And we remove these. Ah. Why should I do all the work when I have machines to do the work for me? Hey. Alright, away with these. And Oh fuck, I didn't look. This is probably fine. Ooh. Need to sit out roboports around here as well. Adventure 95 says, and they also haul up people who can use source or magic into basically a prison island. Yeah, prison island, and either turn them into mindless servants or just kill them in order to purify the source users out of the source. They also make experiments, right? They experiment them and make them into monsters. And they treat the main character and elves like crap. So since I play as an elf, I'm gonna go eye for an eye on them. Yeah. Oh, you're playing with the assassin? That's the elf, right? What's her name again? With the blood thing. Well, I mean, yeah, she is an assassin. That's her storyline. And Adventure 95 continues to say, the thing is, though, I aim to succeed in my genocide act, unlike the Magisters. Oh, so you are gonna kill the one with whose dad was all fucked up? Alright, are we done? Let's... Boom. Ah, damn it. So close. Almost sneezing. Ah. Adventure 95 says, oh damn, should have killed her too? I mean, one could assume, like, genocide here, you're talking about exterminating the order, right? One could assume from her experience that she is gonna quit being a magister. Didn't the magister aim to succeed? Well, they did, but then they gave up like halfway, didn't they? Kinda. Not give up is maybe not a word for what happened, but... How's the power situation looking? Oh, we're fine for now. Something is happening with the steam engines, though. Need some power right here. Are you not planning to place that for me? Seems like no. Seems like I have to do everything myself. Adventure 95 says, I guess the Magisters just stopped or just took some elves as prisoners. I guess the Magisters just stopped or took some elves as prisoners, so they kind of thought it would just work out from there. Yeah. They failed miserably. I mean, I can see that happening, right? Like people getting tired of doing genocide. I don't want to do this anymore. Don't you think people could react that way? Alright, we have a huge train station set up here. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Nature and trees. What were they thinking? That's not allowed. Can't have that shit here. Alright. Oh, I need more these signals. You know how I said yesterday that it's funny that it's called throat burn or heartburn yesterday? And I was thinking about that and feeling sorry for myself for having throat burn or heartburn. Turns out it is actually my throat that is hurting, not my stomach. Yeah. Got a fucking cold. I'll blame my sister. Alright. There's all the things. Oh, we need some of these as well. One more? Or no. No more. Wait. 3 more stations. Oh. Oof. Holy. Nope. Blood and ashes. Right. And we need another rail signal, right? Oh. Right here. I mean, that is the entrance, right? Yeah. Looking good. This one reads the chain signal reads the signals, right? So as long as one train ends up over here, give me that train. This will turn red. Is that the case? Yes. That's unacceptable. We need another line of rail signals. Right. That needs to be... Wait. How did I do it over here? I did not. Just like this, probably. Yeah. Yeah, this works out. You probably don't need one. Actually, yeah, you probably do. Right, this is better, I think. Because now, when they end up here, this just becomes red. Which is the way we want it to. Ooh, does that mean I can just copy this and do the thing right here? Yes. Okay, I think the train station is finished. No, we have one more thing to do before we start using it. Right, because now train comes in here, it goes over here, it stops. We start unloading all our stuff, and then it has to go up. Yeah, it has to go up. So there's probably the best way to solve that is when it leaves here, it goes up here or here, and then it goes down here, and then it goes down here. So we need to add like a copper, yeah, another train station over here, so I can get like a loop. So they go here, empty. No, they go here, empty. Go here, fill. Go here, empty. Go here, fill. Go here, empty. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Because that allows me to not cross this line more than necessary within the base. Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to cross that line. How did that become red? That's not supposed to be a chain signal. Is it though? No. I'm pretty sure I want this like this. Same here, probably. Trains are... It's messy business. Messy business indeed. So... And do I have a train station in here? I don't think so. Wait. Shift and mouse wheel to change blueprint. It's not doing that though. Ah. That's not what we want, no. That's not it either. What about... like this? Is this... This is probably a good station. Yeah, I like this station. So, we create a new blueprint. It goes from here to... here. Without these things. Whoops. Oh, that's fine. Alright, and we open the book and we, let's see. What's this? That one I can delete. That one we can keep around. This one we can delete. Sure, that's probably fine. That's super important. This one we keep, and both of these. Wait, no, I don't need to keep this. No. This, however. This I need to keep. Yep, that's looking good. We start mining a little bit. Ooh, do we still have... How did I scroll through the clipboard again? There was... how do I open the tips and tricks? And like clipboard, no? Copy paste, here we go. Shift mouse wheel up. Alright, so shift. Ah, here we go. This is the one I wanted. This game is great. So many qualities of life. Yeah, I'm super happy with the 1.0 release. It's been a blast so far. So many quality of life things that I didn't have the other times I played this game. Alright. Oh, one thing that would change in the blueprint. Can I just edit the blueprint? What can I... Well, all of them became stack inserters now. I didn't want that. Can we downgrade? No? Is it too late now? Is it just... Yeah. Alright. What we do is... Right, we finish this whole thing and then we just copy it again. Alright, I need plenty of these. Alright, and then we craft some of those. And we change these to stack inserters. And... Right. Let's remove all this stuff. I did like the setup we did on that over on that other place. So how was that? If we... Oh, and this... Ooh. That's tricky as well, so let's not have that one like so. Oh, another train station. Yeah, that's more like it. And what we do is that we have... Whoops. Maybe even a fourth line, right? Yeah, fourth line. I like this setup. It looks gorgeous, gorgeous. Am I missing something? No. So we'll make a new blueprint. We grab from here to here. And this is the station. And we create that blueprint. Right, we enter here. Or we enter here and we grab all the stuff and we exit either here or here. We can go either way. And we got stack inserters, regular inserters. We got belts. And that's the one. So we can delete this one. Alright, that intersection we need to copy as well. I'm pretty sure that works. I mean, I know that it works over here. Yeah, let's copy this one. Create a blueprint out of this. Create blueprint, which we set in there. Automation is the name of the game. Oop, out of rail tracks. Adventure 95 says, also came to my mind from the scenario we discussed about. In that scenario, there would barely be extremism and trolls. Both political and non-political would become useless. I don't buy that at all. Why would that become useless? I mean, people who are extremists gets convinced about a certain idea, right? That's usually what extremism is about. So if you could read everybody else's mind, let's say what kind of example can we set? Like, let's say you have a good rhetoricer, or whatever. Someone who's really good at figuring out political ideas. And then you communicate with that person and you can see their intent and read their mind and see how they think and just see the super value of that ideology. Right? You would get convinced by that type of... You could get convinced still to become an extremist, right? And I'm pretty sure we have different definitions of trolls. We could, like, the trolls trying to hurt people or just make people angry. I mean, they would succeed with their intent, right? Like, if you have that need or that want, you want to make someone angry, you could still do it by having the intent to do that. I'm probably sure. Yeah, I don't see the elimination. Just because everybody can understand each other's intent, that would not remove extremism. Not at all. It would be fairly similar to how it works nowadays, I think. But most extremists are people who get convinced, yeah. And you could convince someone even more strongly, where you can show them your mind. I'm pretty sure that's how it would work out. I mean, we were reading some Stallman yesterday, and he would still be the same way, right? So I don't agree with that at all. Or am I misunderstanding something, Adventure 95? Hello, Skywalker. How are you feeling today? Sometimes I wonder if we pass colds between each other. Not on the keyboard, dude. You know that. Like, I'm assuming from our thought experiment that it's the only difference is that we can read people's intent. Right? Nothing else changes. So, like, explicit lying would be pretty much... I mean, it would be harder to murder people, like subtle murder. Yeah, lying. Lying is pretty much what would be gone, I suppose. But other than that, I mean, that is a huge fucking change. That is why it's all speculation, right? I mean, people would still have religious... I mean, people who claim to have had religious experiences, right? That God has talked to them. Most of the time, they're not liars, right? Most priests believe what they are saying. Most racists believe in their political ideologies. Most communists believe in their political ideologies. That wouldn't change just because you can read someone else's mind. I don't see how that would be. Adventure 95 says, but that's why forced exposure to diversity would help people to get rid of their personal biases. Yeah, and again, I don't agree with you that that would happen. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of Christians, for example, and I don't feel I haven't become more religious and they have not become less religious, even though we have had very, very well and communicative discussions about it, right? They have been exposed to the diversity that you want them to be exposed to, and nothing changed. Just like me, I've been exposed to a lot of diversity and I have not changed. Just exposure to diversity will not... Maybe... I mean, a lot of exposure to diversity as well would strengthen their own personal biases. That is how we work, right? That's how biases work. You interpret stuff from your own way. I mean, just because you can read my intent does not mean you agree with my ideas. That wouldn't happen. Extremists would have, he continues, extremists would have to come up with a better argument for their arguments. No, not at all. Why would they? I don't understand why an extremist would have to come up with any better arguments than they already have. No, don't attack. The cat has attacked oh man. The cat attacked the train on the screen. It was super funny. Adventure continued. Also, you could see if the person is trying to convince you or indoctrinate people into your extremism. I mean, what's the difference? Trying to convince someone or trying to indoctrinate not someone? There's no different from the person who's trying to convince you into your extremism. I mean, if you're an extremist and you're trying to convince someone to join your political or religious or whatever view you have, like your worldview. You're trying to convince people to join your side. That's the intent, right? You're assuming that they, for some reason, are lying. They're not. They're not lying. People are not lying. Not in that sense. People are not dishonest. People who disagrees with your political views do disagree with your political views, right? They're not lying about it. They do disagree with you. Everybody see themselves as the protagonist in their own story. Nobody sees, well, some people might, but like a super small minority sees themselves as the villains. Adventure 95 says, so maybe the problem is in parenting. And who gets to raise kids? Oh man. Now we're not allowing people to have different political ideas, right? Maybe we shouldn't let just anyone raise children, let alone have children. So how do you decide? Is that through... You're back to thought crimes again now, Adventure 95. If we're still in your thought experiment, right? Where we can read people's intent and start talking about parenting and who gets to raise kids, how do we evaluate that? Through thought crimes, right? How do you evaluate who is allowed to raise children and who is not? I can't get behind that politically. I mean, I have my political opinions, right? And I would get behind everybody who disagrees with my political opinions. Let's forbid them from having children. Then my politics wins. But ethically, I cannot stand behind that. That is genocide. That is what you're talking about. That's what they're doing in China right now. They're sterilizing a whole culture, right? It's different from the genocide they did 100 years ago, 80 years ago. But it's still genocide. Sterilizing everybody who thinks in a certain way or looks a certain way. Yeah, that's genocide. I cannot get behind that. Not ethically. Colgate on Tap says, I sometimes lie when I disagree to learn more. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but that's... the thought experiment Colgate on Tap is that we flip a switch and from now on everybody can read someone else's intentions. So lying for personal benefit would lose its meaning, but I mean, just playing the devil's advocate would still be a valuable thing to do, right? Because your intent is read. Right? And your intent to learn more, people could read your intent then. This person wants to learn more, and that would not be any... I think most people would not have a negative reaction to that. That you want to learn more. Adventure 95. Wanting not to late anyone. I mean, I see a lot of problems in parenting. But I would rather say that the problem is not with parenting. The problem is with education. Like any problem that you are thinking about, like if you see your political opponents as problems, and I'm guessing we are like on most political subjects, you and me probably are in agreement. I would guess Adventure 95. It seems that way anyway. Like if we see racism as a problem. I don't know. Adventure 95 says, I think only those who are fully prepared for that they are willingly making a new human being, a new person, a new individual. And that being should not and will not be likely be how they want them to be. Oh, you're sticking to it? You're sticking to it? You're sticking to forbidding people from raising children. That is... We probably are not in agreement in our politics then. Because I am no fascist. I do not like fascism. No sirree, I do not like fascism. That is what you're spouting right now, Adventure, right? Adventure 95? Isn't it? Oh, so, Adventure 95. Alright, I need to read this again. I think only those that are fully prepared. Who decides what fully prepared means? Is my first question. I'm guessing since you're saying it, you'd make the decision what fully prepared means. I mean, one definition of fully prepared could be just, oh, you have entered puberty. Like, if your body is producing sperm, then you are fully prepared. Right? That's one definition that I could think of. I'm guessing that you disagree with that definition. But who decides then on to what fully prepared means? That they are willingly making a new human being. I mean, I could argue I'm willingly having sex, and that is the method of creating a new human being. But that's straw manning, because you follow up by saying a new person, a new individual. It's about creating a new person, right? That they are willingly creating a new person rather than willingly just having sex. I mean, that's not like a hot button issue where I'm from. Like, abortion is not frowned upon in my country at all. So I come from maybe from a different place, because I feel abortion is a great fucking tool. And I would agree that people who are not willing should have an abortion, should be allowed to have an abortion. But that's not about letting people raise children. Right? Letting people have an abortion is way different. Like, in Sweden, everybody who does not have an abortion or leave them up for adoption or whatever, they are willingly creating a new human, right? That has got to be the way it works. Let's see, and that should not and will not likely... Alright. The person will not be what they would want. I mean, if you want a new individual, a new person, like if you want an individual you will get. And I'm not planning on having any kids, but I have a 1-year-old niece. And my sister, like, they just care that they get a daughter, right? And how that daughter turns out will be what they want. Yeah. So I don't quite understand that bit. I'm guessing, Adventure, that you mean in the type of way that some people try to mold their kids into something that won't fit their personality, right? Some parents are rough like that, fucking you up. I'm guessing that is what you're arguing against, but I mean, that's... Again, how would you identify a person like that and forbid them? That's... I don't know. I mean, I know of... parents who are, like... Some of the worst parents are psychologists, right? Which is super counterintuitive. Psychologists make terrible parents. Often, not always, but often. They make terrible parents. And you don't know that they will do that beforehand. Right. So then Colgate on Tap says, oh no, then people would see my intent behind bringing weird decks to Magic tournaments. I don't want that. It's a secret. Yeah. Yep. That would screw up, like a lot of stuff like that would disappear, right? Subtle manipulation would be a thing of the past. And they could be able to see that, yeah. Wait. Wait, no. Oh, yes. It works, it works. Right, we come here, we go here, and this, yeah, right-sided traffic. No, wait a minute. Come here, we go this way. We come here, we go here. And we show up here, we go in this way. Boom. We park, we get all our stuff. And we go and turn around. And we're allowed to go that way, continue this way, and we are allowed to come from this direction and go. Yeah, it works, it works. I had to double check. Adventure 95 says, I would commence many tests and educate all people on how to actually care for a child and support them. Oh. And what gives you the authority over anyone else to decide how to actually care for a child and support them? How would you know? How would you know more than a possible future parent? One could argue that parents have an innate advantage over you in that situation. And I'm thinking in the sense that parents are creating a carbon copy of themselves, right? Some traits like selfishness would be weeded out. Wait, would you weed out selfishness? Ooh. That sounds fucked up, man. Like, even, I mean, yeah, that's fascist again, right? In the sense that if you remove selfishness, which you can't, because that's, I mean, you're trying to weed out how we function as a species. There are parts of us that are selfish, right? Our instincts are, like, just look at, you can look at any children, right? Just look at the children and you will find, what am I looking for in my words? You will find selfishness among children, egotism. Teenagers also are terrible, right? In the same way, they are super, super duper selfish. That tells us that humans are selfish in nature. Like, selflessness is something you can learn. And Also, there's a lot of people who would politically disagree with you that selfishness was a bad thing. So what about them? People that disagrees with you on that sense. What gives you the right to decide what politics is allowed and not allowed? Why would selfishness not be allowed? Am I not sure I'm explaining my point properly here. Alright, let's continue. Some traits like selfishness. Or again, yeah, you have not answered this question, Adventure. Who decides what traits? You decide that selfishness. What about anger management? What about introversion? Should that be weeded out? I mean, it's not possible, and what will happen to people if you try to weed out selfishness is a cognitive dissonance, right? They have a part of themselves that, oh, I function this way. And that is something that was terrible in my upbringing, right? I'm quite an angry person. I've had anger issues, right? And the reason I have had anger issues is because people tried to weed out anger rather than accepting that, oh, this is a person who easily gets angry. Let's teach him how to deal with anger. That is not what happened in my life. What happened in my life was that people saw anger and tried to weed it out. And therefore, anger issues that I had to deal with as an adult, which was super fucking annoying. Super annoying it was. Alright. Some traits like selfishness would be weeded out with this method, as it is very often harmful for humans around that selfish individual. I'm not so sure about that. What's good for me is good for you, right? We don't want kids to learn bad traits, and there it is. What are bad traits? That's a value judgment. Anytime you talk about any trait and them being good or bad, that is you making a value judgment. Yes, you, I'm talking to you right there. You're making a value judgment. And some people do not agree with you, right? People have different ideas. Some people think some traits are good. Some people think other traits are bad. Good, bad, it's just subjective, right? And when you come in and say, this trait is not allowed, then you're pissing on everybody that disagrees with you. So I'm asking, what gives you the authority, Adventure 95? What gives you the authority to make that decision for all of humanity? What gives you the authority to decide what I should think is good or bad? Colgatinotab says, sharing is caring. Just throw them into Gen 2 until they find the joy of altruism. Nice. Sharing is caring. I like that. Yeah, sharing is caring. But I would also argue selfishness is good. You have to look out for number one, Colgatinotab. You have to look out for number one. If you don't look out for number one, who will? Can't trust other people to look out for number one. That's your job, quite literally. Your first and foremost job is to look out for number one. Can't have anyone else do that. People are not trustworthy. We cannot read their intents. Alright. Adventure 95 says, but isn't there some sort of objective good and objective bad in the world of humans? There is not. Actually. Oh man. I'm sorry, Colgatinotab. It is time. It is time again. It is time for Hume's guillotine. The is-ought problem. It's called a problem. I don't see it as a problem. Alright, Adventure 95. The is-ought problem, as articulated by the Scottish philosopher and historian David Hume, also called Hume's guillotine, arises when a writer, writer in this sense, or speaker, makes claims about what ought to be. That is what you did, right? We ought to have less selfishness. That is what your statement was, right? We should weed them out. We ought to weed them out. We should weed them out. There should be less selfishness. Alright, so when a writer or speaker make claims about what ought to be that are based solely on statements about what is. Hume found that there seems to be a significant difference between positive statements about what is, that something is part of the real world, and prescriptive, that is like saying that something ought to be some way, or normative statements about what ought to be, and that it is not obvious how one can coherently move from the descriptive statement. Like, for example, your is statement here is that, let's see, humans around selfish individuals get hurt. Something like that, right, was your statement. That is an is statement, right? That is something that happens. If I'm being selfish, then you might suffer. That is an is statement. That might happen. But it is not obvious how we can go from what is to what should be. Hume's law, or Hume's guillotine, is the thesis that if a reasoner only has access to non-moral and non-evaluative factual premises, these are statements about the world, is statements, water is wet, gravity drags stuff down, math has numbers, is statements, statements about the world. If you have access to facts, the reasoner cannot logically infer the truth of moral statements. There is no good or bad. There is no objective morality. You cannot derive an ought from an is. There is no way to do it. It's not possible. Every time you try, there is a subjective value judgment put in there. Yeah. And there is a subjective value judgment. Your subjective value judgment is that selfishness is bad, which I disagree with. Right? And that is, we have disagreement, and that's fine that we're in disagreement, right? That is just fine, but you cannot derive an ought from that. That is just your opinion. And I have a different one. Colgate on tap says, oh no, the adventurer got guillotined. No. It's not about guillotining any person. It's about like putting up this border between is and ought. Those statements are very different. And you cannot... The only way to bridge this gap, like if we say one ought not murder, then one would say because murder is bad, but that's not really what happens. One ought not murder because I don't like murder. That is the thing, because I don't like. It all comes from me and my opinion. It never comes from his statements. Colgate on tap says, fortunately, it was just Hume's guillotine this time rather than a lethal one. Exactly. Adventure 95 says, so Jewish genocide was in some sense okay. I don't think so. The Nazis thought so. Right? The Nazis thought it was a great idea to genocide the Jewish. The Nazis today think it's a great idea. From their subjective value judgment. They believe so. I don't believe so. And I'm assuming that is also you don't believe so. subjective morality means that you can have any opinion you like, but everybody else can do the same, and there is no authority on the matter. Adventure 95 says, I mean, someone must have come up with a very compelling reasoning as to why committing Jewish genocide was a completely fine idea, right? Yes, they did. I mean, people agreed to it. That is what happened. The Nazis came to that conclusion. If that works out. That is what happened historically. Yes, indeed. And I mean, nowadays, that type of Nazism is not very popular and not really accepted nowadays. Most people think that was a stain on humanity's history. I tend to be one of those that is fucked up. But I mean, we do have genocide today as well, right? The Chinese are genociding and they are committing genocide against the Uyghur Muslims, right? Since they are making them sterile. That is kind of what you a little bit argued for as well, right? You argued for some type of people not being allowed to have children. That is genocide. You had compelling reasons for it, right? Wanting to lessen suffering in the world. You came from that point of view. And that's what the Nazis had as well, right? The problem is the Nazis did not see the Jewish people as human. They saw them as weak. And yeah, they compared them with rats very often, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you manage to dehumanize like that, I mean, I don't mind killing rats. If they're an inconvenience, I would want to kill the rats. Let's see. Adventure 95 says, I want to hear it though. Oh, but you won't agree with it. Just like I don't agree with it. Right? There was compelling reasoning for some people. But it won't be compelling for you, Adventure 95. Just like it won't be compelling for me. That's the whole point of subjective morality. You make your value judgments, other people make their value judgments. So for them, they had a compelling reason. Because I want to see whether I can see bad points about it, says Adventure 95. Of course you can. Of course you can see bad points. Genocide is terrible. I don't advocate for genocide unless it's magister genocide. But you were getting close. You were getting close. Talking about sterilizing people. What is that but genocide when you want to sterilize? Well, sorry, that's me putting words in your mouth. You did not talk about sterilizing people. That was my interpretation. I apologize. That is not at all what you said. That was straw manning from me. I'm sorry. You didn't. Yeah, you have a point. Yeah, you never argued for genocide. You only argued for allowing people to become parents, which is getting closer to that point, but it's nowhere near genocide. But it is. My point is that you can use similar logic as the ones you did to become an extremist and start arguing for genocide. And I mean, genocide doesn't necessarily mean killing all the people. It could be just making sure they don't have children. That is still genocide, isn't it? Adventure 95 says, but I want to know the reasoning behind every opinion I ever hear. Every one of them? Yeah. I like that approach, hearing the reasoning behind every opinion. There's a a mistake, though, that you're making in that. Oh, Colgate Unotap asked, isn't genocide killing rather than sterilizing? Genocide is getting rid of a certain group of people. You can reach genocide by killing all of them, burning, gassing, whatnot. But if you sterilize, like, let's say I snap my fingers and that's it. All the Christians are now sterilized. Within a couple of generations, there won't be many Christians left, will there? And that's the point of genocide, right? Getting rid of people. That is genocide. Another thing that like, we as human beings are not reasoning creatures at our basis. At our base, like, most of our opinions does not come from reason. Most of our opinions, most of our subjective reality comes from our emotions. Because emotions are the basis for opinion, not reason. Reason helps us inform and develop our opinions, but the base one is, it's an emotional reaction that informs our opinions. All right. So Adventure 95 says, I want to know what makes the Jewish genocide seem good. Wait. I want to know what makes the Jewish genocide seem good in people. What have had to happen to those people in order for them to see it as a good idea? Oh, one thing I was talking about, right, was the dehumanization. There's many different reasons for many different people, right? Facts and logics don't care about your feelings. Exactly. And they don't, right? Facts and logic don't. But facts and logic is not where our opinions come from. Facts and logic can help us change our opinions, but it's not the basis for them. But like one thing that happened, for example, was the dehumanization, right? And that happens often with the right-wing extremists, right? They look at someone having maybe a different facial structure, maybe a different skin color, maybe a different religion. Something that is different. And then you convince the people that, you convince a group of people that, oh, those over there, they are not real people. And if you manage to convince them of that, like, they are just rat. Like I said, it's not super difficult to convince people about that. We've been talking about that, right? That we are organizing stuff we are a tribal creature. We organize people into groups. And then we make value judgments. Good group, bad group. Good group, bad group. And you have that in yourself and I have that in myself, right? The Nazis. Bad people, right? It's the same thing. You just convince people. You convince someone that those people over there, that group of people, they're bad. We should get rid of them. Like you wanted to, right? You wanted to get rid of selfish people. You want to get rid of Nazis. It's not that different. And it's an emotional thing. It's not facts and logic. It's an emotional thing. You don't like them. You don't like those people. And that's fine. They don't like you either. If they got their way, then you wouldn't have any children. If you got your way, they wouldn't have any children. That's just the way of humanity, man. Like? A good way to unite people is to paint a common enemy. Like the Americans is doing splendid job on that. They did a splendid job of that after 9/11, because then it was the terrorist that was the enemy. And the terrorist is just an abstract idea that they could, a stamp that they could put on anyone they wanted. And those terrorists have to be exterminated. In a more recent, if you want a more recent example of how to convince people to move in a genocidal, well, homicidal direction, right? Cannot have any terrorists. So who's the terrorist and who decide who is the terrorist? Colgitinotab says that the Finnish word for genocide is kansamurha, literally nation's murder. So I had always connotated genocide with murder. I mean, usually that is the case. Usually when people try to commit genocide, it's usually about murder. Right? So far, I don't know how much murder is going on in China. But I mean, if, like, let's say someone tried to sterilize all the communists, Colgitinotab. Would you take that lying down, or would you take up arms to stop it from happening? Like, if that was the two choices that you had, Colgitinotab. And if you would take up arms, then it would be about murder, right? To defend the communist. Literally nation's murder. Yeah, it's a lot about murder. It's about, yeah. But it's about murdering a group. Like, it's about murdering the nation or the group of people. Rather than... yeah. And that you can do without murdering a single person. You can just do it by sterilization. And that's why the Chinese has always been patient, right? They're getting less and less patient. And that's the way they do it now. They send them to re-education camps and they sterilize them. So the plan is quite obviously genocide. It's about getting rid of that type of people. They don't want the Muslims, the Islamic faith, to be too big a deal. Well, no. If I understand it correctly, what the Chinese want is loyalty to China before to any faith. Like, loyalty to China is more important to loyalty to any god. But that culture is it's un-Islamic culture that I think they have a greater allegiance to their faith. Colgate says, I think that's fine. I'll just indoctrinate bourgeoisie's children then. Nice. So, Adventure 95, do you feel that you have a sufficient view on how that happens? How it happens? Did I give you a sufficient answer to behind why genocide might seem like a good idea to some people? And usually it's like a lot of people claimed in Germany that they weren't aware how true that is. Some people might not have been aware that it was as bad as it was. Right, because they had the concentration camps, right? Most people Like most Germans, the bourgeoisie's Germans did not spend a lot of time in the concentration camps, I don't think. Hmm. I'm pretty sure anyway. Let's blow this stuff up. Looking good? Maybe. Ah. Oh. Hopefully I've made some mistakes and you can spot them and say like, oh man, but you completely didn't think about this. Mull over it for a bit. Yeah, I'm super happy to be mistaken about a great many things. I like learning. That's why I want to hear reasons behind all of... like, I want to hear reasoning behind ideas, just as you want, right? Because that's about learning. It's about learning. Yeah, I like learning. We also have... I don't know if you've heard about those studies. Look, is it milligram? Look. Oh, here. Is it these? Yeah, the milligram experiments. Colgatinotab says, you didn't consider the monads. Rookie mistake. Oh, damn. The monads all the way down. This came out when they wanted to figure out about the Nazis as well, right? This was a reaction, these experiments. So what they do here is that they have a learner and a teacher and the experimenter. Alright, so this dude asks... No, he tells this dude to ask questions. And if the learner answers wrong... Right, any question, it could be any question. Ask this question, like I show you this. Ask him this question. If you get it wrong, you press this button. And there's an electric shock. Alright. Alright, and then we ask another question. The next time you get a question wrong, you press this button. And you get an even bigger jolt. And every time this learner asks the question wrong, they get a bigger and bigger jolt, right? The crux is that the learner starts screaming in agony, and in the end stops responding completely, because up here is pretty much a lethal dose of electricity. Like, this will kill some people, right? And this experimenter keeps on egging the teacher on. No, you gotta press the button. Press the button now. And so the dude presses the button and the learner dies. Of course, that is not what happened. This was the experiment subject, and this was just an actor. And this was just an actor. But these, yeah, they increased the levels and would have been fatal if the experiment had been real. And most people that end up in this situation presses the buttons. Most of the people presses the buttons. Let's see. Wait. Oh, fuck, we can't see. My face is in the way. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Damn it, I screwed that up. Wait, why is something here? Identity. Allow this post in chat? What do you mean, identity? You didn't post any names, did you? That was weird. Oh. There we go. Couldn't they say what the problem was before? Yeah, I can see why the automod wanted to ban the term kill use. That I could get behind that. And now it's permitted. Fuck. I'm sorry, but here we go. That's the experimenter. This is the my big fucking face in the way. Damn it. Like, he's pressing these buttons. This is the shocking dude, right? Fucking hell. Alright. Your face is in the way. We don't know what you mean with this dude and this button. These are the buttons that you press. This dude gets the shock. This dude presses the button. This dude here is the one that's the experimenter. These two are actors. Milgram experiments. And this experimenter is just egging people on. And most people will have killed this person in the end, knowing full well that it's a psychological study about learning, right? They claim that, oh, we're studying learning and how we can use operant conditioning to increase the learning of kids. All right. Adventure 95 says, some people who worked at the concentration camps as the non-prisoners must have actually seen it as a fine idea to kill the youths and torture them. Yep. So what had happened to them to make them think in that way? Ooh, we have another... I mean, I screwed up showing you this experiment with my fine face, but I have another experiment that is also super, super interesting. That talks about that specific thing. Usually when studying psychology, when we get into Nazism and evil and the Holocaust, there are two experiments we start talking about in psychology. There's this one, where people just press the button because they get egged on by their boss. But then the question is, so why does the boss do the thing? Then we come to the Stanford prison experiment, which is actually a film as well that I can recommend. Right, is my face is a little bit in the way. So the Stanford prison experiment happened in Stanford. Look at that. In social psychology, and it was used with psychology students. So what they just did, this Philip G. Zimbardo, what he did was that he just took some of his students and he said, all right, just randomly, he picked them randomly. He said, all right, a few of you gets to be prison guards and the rest of you gets to be prisoners. All right, and we're going to do this as an experiment. Everybody was aware we're just going to do this as an experiment. It was no secrets like in the other one. It was just, we're going to do an experiment. We're going to study and see what happens. The plan was to do this for 2 weeks. 2 weeks was the plan to do the experiment. I'm pretty sure it lasted 4 days before they had to... Yeah, they flipped a coin to make the guards and prisoners. Pretty sure it took 4 days. I'm not completely certain that it was. Uneventful first day. After only 35 hours, the one prisoner began to act crazy, as Zimbardo described it. The curse go into a rage, and so the guards were losing control. So within just a couple of days, they starved them, they tortured them. Well, they did not allow them to go to the bathroom. They had them in solitary confinement. Yeah, they did not allow sleep, like common torture, like when you don't use knives and daggers and cut into people and that type of torture. But like psychological torture. It happened like that, like this fast. It was about control. They were given a task, the guards were given a task to have control over the prisoners. And if the prisoner were not acting in line, this is what people do. This is where we go. This is humanity in a nutshell. And it is a lot of it. I mean, this has been analyzed over and over and over by different psychologists, this experiment, right? It's taught in everybody who studies psychology studies these. Who were the actors? There were no actors in this experiment. In this experiment, it was just students. They just took students and told them, you're guards, you're prisoners. That's the experiment. That's the experiment. And they started, like, not being allowed to go to the, like, within days. No toilets, no sleep, no food. Within days. Psychology students. In the hippie times of the 70s. Long after they believed that, well, the Nazi camps won't happen again. But it's, like, the way I look at it is that we are tribal creatures. We are tribal creatures. It's us and them. And when we divide into group like this, it will be us and them. Especially since the prisoners, I'm pretty sure the prisoners there were more prisoners than guards. As that should make an incentive for the guards to become more extreme, to get control over the situation, right? That's their job. The same thing in the prison camps of the Nazis, right? The guards were tasked to be in control. I mean, we can also, like, the history of humanity. Like, what does happen when people invade other countries? Not as much nowadays. It still happens, but, like, our history is filled with rape and murder in wartime. Plunder, rape, and murder. That's a lot of what happens in wartime. That's what we become in these situations. There's nothing special about us, right? There are people and ideas that would make any of us take up arms. Like if Nazism becomes a thing in Sweden, like if they started building prison camps, I would join the resistance. Or I would move. One of the two. I don't know. I would like to believe that I would join the resistance and take up arms. Maybe I would just flee. That actually, it sounds more like me. The fleeing bit. Yeah, that does sound like me. Oof. Damn cowardly. Can we go? No. That's fine. Adventure 95 says, shouldn't we advocate less tribalism and make it so that tribalism is useless and things like plunder, rape, and murder are made lethal traits to have? I mean, in my opinion, yes. I know people that disagrees with that opinion, right? I would advocate for maybe not less tribalism, but the way I would argue for it, my personal views on that matter is that arguing for all of humanity as the tribe. Right? Since we're a flock animal, we organize ourselves into groups. That's what we do. And I would argue that let's make that group humanity. That's my opinion on the matter. All right. But yeah, Adventure 95 says also gotta sleep asleep. Good talks. Yeah, I had a great time. I hope you had a good time as well. Good. I think you had a good last word in there as well. Like, let's make plunder, rape, and murder lethal trait. Well, I would probably not go as far as to call them lethal traits, because I'm not for capital punishment. But I get your point, and I like the spirit of the point is a good one. Indeed. Well, it's one that I tend to agree with. It's not a good one, right? One that I agree with. Language is hard. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's fine for now. Good talks indeed. What time is it? 10:15. Oh, hello, Blasphemous. Nice to see you again. How are you doing today? Alright, so I need to redo all of this. So what's the best way to do it? I can probably come this direction. Oops. This direction indeed. Can I remove this without issue? Yep, that worked fine. And we can remove these. And this. Alright. And I'm guessing the plan is to bring 4 of them? Probably. So like this. Oh. What do you want? Life treating you well? That's weird. I'm certain he has food. Yeah, oh, fine. That's fine, that's fine. Actually, he's very insistent, so I'm just gonna go double check so that he has food. I'll be right back. The opportunity to go to the bathroom as well. Lasma says, I like the layout of the train tracks. It's aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, me too, I like it. I like it, it's looking good. And a map as well. This is a little bit ugly, it's a heart, but yeah. It's starting to be very nice indeed. And I got to thinking when I was in the bathroom that I forgot to do... When I do my rant about Hume's guillotine, I should really remember to do the argument, right? That murder is bad because people die. But it's because you don't like people dying. That is what makes it bad, right? That's the subjective part. I missed doing that. It happens. It's fine. Alright. Some more chests. Ooh. Ooh, I need to copy-paste this whole thing as well. Yep. This whole thing needs to be copy-pasted. I need more green stuff. Did you try the demo, by the way, Blasphemous? I remember you talking about maybe doing that? Or did you just put the demo idea on the queue, which I suppose makes more sense? Blasphemous says, not yet. Have not had the time. Yeah, that makes more sense indeed. Alright, so we grab a line like this. 4 lines? Oh, I'm all out. I'm faster than you guys. Oops. Ah. Get me all the stuff. These guys. Oh, I love the explosion that happens when you get... when they split up like that. Pew. Best when you have upgraded the bots and you have enough of them. And they all... You can, like, stand here and they all hit you at the same time and just boom, explode in different directions. It's beautiful. Now, speaking of aesthetically pleasing, it was you yesterday, Blasphemous, right? That talked about the Academy of Ideas. I watched those videos. Blasphemous says yes. And I remember why I stopped watching them. I don't like him. I do not like him. I mean, I find the art... I like the art. And I find it entertaining. But that type of... when I watch that type of content, I usually want 3 things. I want the aesthetics, right? The art. It's not that important to me. It's a bonus on the side. I like the entertainment, and it was entertaining indeed. But I want education as well. And he is not a trustworthy source. Not at all. He is super untrustworthy. Well, not he is. I find him to be super untrustworthy. There's so many... there's so much begging the question. That he was begging the question all over the place, all the time. And that bothers me. a lot of the stuff that he says I could get behind, right? Like, what was that again? What was the 2 videos? Do I still have them here? Yeah. Right. Yeah, from this one, there were many things that I felt like I could probably take to heart. Oh yeah, that was also super interesting. This is about, like, what's that old Greek dude again? He painted up like an ideal person again. I'm pretty sure he started the thing talking about common sense, which pissed me off. But yeah, there's a picture of the dude in the middle here. What's he called again? This dude. Diogenes. There we go. And like painted up Diogenes as the ideal person that... But then oftentimes Diogenes in some of the stories he told was just an asshole. Diogenes was just an asshole. Just because. So I don't see the reason just being an asshole just because. I see that being authentic and true to yourself, even though it might cause ridicule, and training yourself to deal with that ridicule is a good idea. But he takes it to an extreme, and there's, a lot of begging the question, right? There is this assumption that caring about others breeds mental illness, and that's... Yeah, he's just begging the question over and over. There are many good things. I love Stoicism. Oh man, my memory. It was something like this. People went to the theater, and Diogenes went backwards when everybody was leaving the theater, and they were mocking him, and his response was, well, you're taking the wrong direction in life. So why do you mock me when you take that? Like, it was just whataboutism, right? It was Diogenes in that example, something like that, was just being an asshole. Because, right? Why was he there? Why would he... Like, he was just there to troll, right? Blasphemous says, well, he does have a point. He lived his philosophy. But that's not... Like, if he did not care what others thought, then he would not have been there walking backwards. He was there walking backwards to elicit a response, and then just, hoo-hoo, I'm much better than you. That was the point, right? And that was caring about what others think. But if he truly did not care, then he wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place, right? It was like that dude Harry, that Colgate in that article that we read. He loved showing off. He lived to mock society, right? And just mocking society is not helping anyone. It's just being a dick. It's just being an asshole, right? I mean, I can get behind satire. Satire is great. But I mean, what was the lesson? What was the lesson supposed to be in that example? Don't go to the theater? Why not? Right? Is mocking just because. Right? Yeah, that's the feeling I got. Yeah, that's the feeling I got from this. There was a lot of putting oneself on a pedestal and then punching downwards. Yeah. And as well, a lot of begging the question. And then it was interesting to just jump over to this video. Right? So what does this video say? Oh, you have to earn being a man. You need to earn it from the culture you're in, the culture of men. So the men should decide what it means to be a man, and you need to learn how to follow that, which is the exact opposite what this video is about. It's the messages from these two videos are the exact opposite. There's a lot of Jordan Peterson in here, right? There's a lot of philosophy intertwined with, I have that, like, with all the intellectual dark web, like all those people have that issue to some extent. Like, that's why I can't watch too much Joe Rogan, because of the way they do it, right? They don't challenge their own ideas enough, right? There's a lot of good knowledge in there, right? This dude has a lot of knowledge about Stoicism, for example, and I do like Stoicism. There are many great many great ideas to pick out from Stoicism. In my mind, I have had uses of Stoicism in my life, like my personal development, I suppose. But then there's also a lot of just, opinions and begging the question and straw manning. Yeah, it's a lot about punching. It's not about, there we go as well. It's a lot about punching towards other people. It's not about how can I improve, which I like. It's about mocking others and punching others. And I don't like that. I don't like it. Especially when they're not there to defend themselves. Yeah. Like, I've never seen... That's what bothers me, right? A lot of them are saying... Same with... I have the same issue with Philosophy Tube, for example. Like, just the name, Philosophy Tube, seems like there's a lot of... Like, I'm doing the same thing, so I'm punching at myself right now as well, right? But the channel claims to be about philosophy, but that's not it. It's leftist propaganda. It's what it is. But it's also, in the videos, it becomes quite clear that it is about politics. This here is all about politics, but it never claims that it is about politics. If that makes sense? Oh, man, I think what isn't propaganda anymore? No, it is propaganda. It's mostly about propaganda. The Philosophy Tube, it's not about philosophy. This channel. I really like this channel, but sometimes I feel like Philosophy Tube. This channel, when I get to this channel, I oftentimes it's like, oh, a lot of philosophy, and she claims to be educational. But oftentimes, it is not educational. It's communist propaganda. But then again, aesthetically, it's like talking about Marx and communism and... Yeah, talking specifically about politics, while the Academy of Ideas did not. If that makes sense. Blasphemous says, there just isn't much good content on YouTube. Oh yes, there is. There's a lot of good content. There's a lot of good content. It's just, found Academy of Ideas to be untrustworthy. Like, I find the video, the aesthetics and the entertainment was great value. But since I want to be... When I watch YouTube, I like being lazy about it. Right? I like being lazy about it. Like Kurzgesagt or... Veritasium, for example. I can be lazy because I trust them to have made their due diligence and research the topic at hand from different angles and whatnot, right? So that makes me feel comfortable. Comfortable just being lazy and taking them at their word. I have to be diligent and probably miss a lot of things watching Academy of Ideas. And I can try to be diligent here now when we talk. I like that. But like in the evening when I'm preparing for bed, I would prefer not to have to. If that makes sense. I could see the value in watching those, watching Academy of Idea as a practice of like learning about practicing, noticing straw man and begging the question and other logical fallacies, right? I could see that as a very good practice. That's not what I was in the mood for, and usually it's not in the mood for in those situations. Yeah. Colgate Innotab says communist propaganda is educational, though. I mean, it can be if you practice seeing through the rhetoric and weeding out the good ideas, well, the ideas that you like and the ideas that you don't like. It can be educational in that sense. The Academy of Ideas would be educational as well, right? What would you consider to be good? Like what I follow a lot. I mean, this is a completely left turn here. One of my favorite is this one. This is one of my favorite thing. I've watched all of it. There's two. You have campaign 2 and campaign 1. There we go. These two. 121 videos, 129 videos, and they're all 4 hours long. It is a bunch of voice actors playing Dungeons and Dragons. That is some nice ass content. What else do we have? What else do I like? Veritasium. This is a little more in our line, right? Veritasium. I really like. Oh, I haven't seen this one. Like this pissed me off. But other than that, most of his videos, like this is great. What is happening? That image. And we have, what is it called? Kurzgesagt. That's another one I mentioned. Kurzgesagt. I watch all of these. And then when I'm in like if we're talking about due diligence, then that was actually, I was quite happy about that. We have actually made me super fun, and I usually watch his videos, some of them. Like, a lot of it is boring. It's a lot about, atheist owns Christians, and I find that super boring. But these, like when he talks about Hume's guillotine, that makes me happy. Like, he's way better than me and way better at doing his due diligence on his video essays. And this one is about Hume's guillotine, of course. Which is fun. He's actually responding to one thing when I was like a year ago, when I was like balls deep into Hume's guillotine. I looked up Harris because Harris had a series of tweets where he talks about where Harris claims to have broken Hume's guillotine. And I'm like, oh, this is just fancy rhetorics. And he gives a response to that. And we have genetically modified skeptic. Another one, if you're... This is just atheism and anti-religious propaganda, I suppose. But he's doing a very good job of it. What else? Oh, we have the... Node Runner tipped me. I've been watching a lot of... Locks... no, what was this again? Lock-picking lawyer. This is great. This is like ASMR. For me, the lock-picking lawyer. Just watching that. Oh man, I love that. Sök is search in Swedish. Aha, I learned Swedish today. You have to use this one. And we have... Speaking about that, we had... Oh man, I can't. Does your keyboard have that character? Yeah, my keyboard... oh man, it's an old keyboard, but if... Maybe I can show you. You see, over my finger here, there are 3 characters. That one and these 2. You don't have those. In our line, and that's A with 2 dots. A with 1 dot over, A with 2 dots over, and O with 2 dots over. Ä, Å, Ö. And they become, in the alphabet, they're just after Z. Colgatino Tap says, I really like Petematern Logica. He has very hot takes. It's quite funny and he has some good points as well. Definitely worth learning Finnish. Yeah, learn Finnish and watch all that. Right? Oh, right, and I do enjoy my contra points. But this is leftist propaganda. Especially not the latest videos, not so much, but like the darkness and what else we have, like the older videos. This one I really liked. Opulence, beauty, I don't know, darkness, I think, are traps gay? Some of them, of course, since she's trans, there's a lot of trans and get a little bit bored by that since I've seen so much of it now. Blasphemous says she looks attractive. Oh no, never mind. Cries. Oh man. I don't know. I think she looks alright, I suppose. That was so deceptive? Wait, what? Deceptive? What do you mean deceptive? Don't your worldview don't allow for trans people to be trans? Colgate on Tab says, oh, it's just Swedish, trying to be edgy and cool with O. Nah. Not quite. I'm okay with it, but I thought that was a woman. Lol. That would probably make her happy. I mean, like from that trans content, as far as I understand, they do enjoy what they call passing. They would want to, like, out and about in society. They would prefer people not notice. And I can understand that, right? It's got to be quite stigmatizing. People are giving them weird looks. That's got to suck. What happened here? No, that's fine. All right. Oh, train stations. I'm building train stations. All right. And we do this. Whoops. Oh, don't need this. Do I split already? Do I split here? Like that, right? That probably works. I think. Blasphemous says it's hard to tell anymore. I've seen a few women that kind of look like men. Yeah. It's becoming more and more common for men to wear makeup as well. That's not for me, though. Yeah. I prefer to move in less direction regarding that. Less, indeed. But, I mean, each their own. That's what I think. No, that's... No, not that far. Is this good enough? Are we good? I think this checks out. I could do like this kind of deal. Just to rebalance the thing. And then we do this. I get the feeling that being trans has gotta suck. Gotta suck indeed. It's the new gay. Like, it doesn't suck to be gay anymore. Not as much as it used to. No, actually, we'll take a blueprint. Because I think... this looks good, right? I think this is fine. Oh, we grab it from here. Yes. Wait, what's in the way? Rail signals in the way. Oh, shit. Oh, but I can fix this. I can fix this. It's just like this. Alright, and then we redo the blueprint. Another one. Actually, grab it like this. And it works. Nice. Alright. Looking good. Hmm. Yeah, we need to make new ones here. But alright. I think I can place some of these here. Ah, this is a good spot. Right. Alright. Damn it. Alright, we'll fix that later. And... Nope. That's where we want it. Ooh. Oh man. All sneezy. It hurts everywhere. Maybe even getting a fever coming along. Oof. Alright. Time for some more Stallman, I think. I was afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to play today, but we've been fine. We can read some Stallman as well. Nice. Blasphemous asks, were you exposed to COVID? No, it's a cold. I'm gonna get tested on... I don't know. If it doesn't pass today... Wait, it's Saturday today, right? I'll get tested on Monday if it hasn't passed by then. But it's a cold because it's my sister who gave it to me and she has already gotten tested. And it wasn't COVID. So... Probably not. Probably not. But yeah. Due diligence, right? The responsible thing to do is to get tested, and I'll do that on Monday. Again, if it hasn't passed by then. You know what they say? You assume. Make an ass out of you and me. No assumptions. Hmm. Oh, nice. Don't need these many of those tracks. 200 is fine. What else do I have many of? A lot of stone bricks. Don't need as many stone bricks. Concrete? No, I want upgraded concrete, I think. Got a lot of landfill. Raw fish, I don't need that. Don't need ammo. Wait. I don't need grenades. I don't need walls. There we go. Some extra space over. Solid fuel? Might as well bring some, just in case. No, wait, I have rocket fuel, so I don't need solid fuel. Oh. Oh, right. I am asking for it, aren't I? I don't need concrete. Don't need this. Alright. A lot of free inventory space now. Alright. Time for some Stallman. Let's save. And quit. And go over here. How do I do my computing? But first... here we go. And, oh. Some music.